Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Brought to you by Ringside, the best in boxing. It's the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast. Introducing first, fighting out of the Zapata Brand Studio in Berwick, Pennsylvania. He is an expert in boxing and bagels, George Zapata!
Hey guys, welcome to the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast, brought to you by Ringside. Go to ringside.com/podcast, and you too can get 40% off selected brands. Well, boxing did it again. Ryan Garcia last night upsets the apple cart, beating Devin Haney by majority decision. One judge had it 112, which I don't know what fight he was watching. You got to remember, Devin Haney was knocked down 3 times in this fight. But Ryan Garcia looked very good. He came out there from round 1 with a left hook, rocked Haney bad, rocked him really bad, and I don't think he recovered from that. I think it changed his mentality. I think he couldn't get back to where he was starting to become dominant. Round 2, he started picking up a little bit, I thought, but then I think he eventually succumbed to that power and just had no answer for it. I did hear his jaw is broken in 2 places. That was reported from Ryan Garcia. Not sure if it is or not. His face did look really swollen at the end of the fight, and he was slurring his speech. That's because you can't open your jaw at that point. I think he was trying to. I think he tried to make it that he wasn't hurt. He was hurt. That kid was hurt bad in that fight. Dropped numerous times. I thought the last knockdown was the worst one because the way his head snapped back. But Ryan looked good. It was a dirty fight, though. I thought, like in some of these clinches, where there was, and the referee was terrible. That referee was horrible. I think he was trying. I always think he was interjecting way too much. He took a point away from Ryan Garcia without even a warning for hitting on the break. Yes, I know you want to establish control of the fight. I get that, but that was a terrible job. Not the best. That was not the best that I thought either. A lot of these guys that I'm seeing online, some of them were saying it was a closer fight. I don't think it was. I really don't. I thought that Ryan proved a point here. I think he beat him to the punch at every time. I think he dominated the fight. And there was times there where I thought Devin he didn't use his jab well at all, which I thought he should have. He should have came behind the jab. I think Ryan Garcia would have knocked Devin Haney out if he would have came behind the jab, because he was just throwing that hook and then the right cross, hook, right cross. That's all he had. And of course, he did the dumb shoulder roll, which was, I don't know why he keeps doing that, but he did catch. Believe it or not, he caught Devin Haney twice with a good counter off of it. Lightning fast, that guy is. He is lightning fast. Ryan Garcia is lightning fast, and potentially he could at some point win a title. I don't know where he's gonna get it right now, because I would assume he's going to 147. Because if you can't make 140, I think if he tried a little bit, he could have. I don't know if that was a tactical move to go to be at 143.5, but it sure worked out. The only thing is he didn't win the title, and now that makes it hard for him to. You need a title. He needs a title, right? He needs a title for boxing sake. But as far as the endorsements and stuff like that, he hurt himself a lot in this promotion build up. So I think his endorsement deals are going to kind of go to the wayside here a little bit. But like I said on Friday with Coach Diz, if he won this fight, man, he's definitely gonna make some waves here in boxing, because he's the kind of guy and I'll equate it to wrestling, WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't need a belt. He has that kind of mass following. I don't think Ryan Garcia needs a belt because of his mass following due to social media. But to prove himself in the boxing world, he needs a title. I don't think he'll be accepted as someone who's a true champion unless he does get a title. And he could, and he really could. At 147, I don't know who he would fight, because I think he's going to go to 47. Boots would be the option. I think it would. I don't think he would take that fight. I think Boots is way too good, way too big for him. And the one thing I did say on Friday, and there's no way I'm making an excuse for Devin Haney. No way. I think he got beat. That's what it was. And I didn't see Devin Haney making any excuses. I think Devin Haney is a guy who's humble, and he will tell you how it is. I said that Devin Haney looked drained. He looked really weak in that fight, and especially after that first punch landed. He looked weak. He looked like he didn't belong in the same ring. He looked in two different weight classes. Ryan Garcia looked huge, and I think that hurt. I think Ryan Garcia may have come in there tactically and done that, but Devin Haney didn't look good. He looked very drained, and I would think he'd have to move up. And I said that he looked so drained. I thought he's just going to be one stop and he's going to go to 47. But that could be the next move. I don't know. But my reaction was, I mean, stunned. Absolutely stunned. Absolutely stunned. I watched it twice. And this is one of these fights where you're like, no way this is happening. And I mean, you could say he trolled everybody and fooled everybody. I don't think that's the case. I think he legitimately has some sort of mental issue going on. And this is just, let's see what happens the next fight. Let's see what happens there. I mean, they're jumping on this bandwagon of Ryan Garcia. Be careful, because as much as he has got a great left hook and he's quick and he's fast and he's a good-looking kid and whatever, they're jumping on the bandwagon now. This is just the beginning. Let's see how the next fights go. This is just the beginning. I would be curious I've seen this a million times. Someone has one great fight and he's the next guy. This is the guy. And then it doesn't go well. So I would be cautious to say, oh, see, I told you Ryan Garcia, because they're going to say, you said Devin Haney was a pound for pound. Now this guy's got to be pound for pound. Be careful with that. I don't know if he's as talented as you think he is. Technically, he has one good left hook, and he's a one-trick pony. It's just my opinion, but he was able to pull off the one-trick pony last night. They knew it was coming. And it's like Deontay Wilder. You know he's throwing the right hand. It's coming. Just a lot of people couldn't get out of the way. But the ones that could, they beat him, and they beat him good. That's why I always say I think Tank Davis is a far superior boxer than people give him credit for, because he knows how to fight. He knows how to box. I don't really think that this is. I think what happens now is the distance between a Tank fight and a Ryan fight is further away, because even De La Hoya said it's 145 and Tank is a 130 fighter. He's a 135 max. So I think that's a bad thing. I think that's going to be too far away. I don't think Devin Haney is going to fight at 135, 140 anymore. I don't think he can make that weight. Maybe an Isaac Cruz fight, something along those lines. That would be a good fight for them. Boots would be the logical option, I think, but I don't think they'll take him. I mean, Eddie Hearn had said he called for Boots. You know, he's just signed him to a big deal. I think that's a good thing. I love Boots. I think Boots is well deserved of a title shot to solidify his name. I mean, yes, he has a belt, but I think he has to fight someone to get a belt recognition wise. And I think that's the next logical step for a big fight. I don't think Ryan Garcia will take it. I think Ryan will take someone of a lesser risk. You know, don't give me Terrence Crawford. Don't give me that nonsense. There's no shot of that happening. Isaac Cruz seems logical. Devin Haney versus Rolly Romero. Now I think it looks a little bit more appeasing or appealing. Sorry. Those would be my two fights. So again, to wrap it up, shocked. Totally shocked that this happened. But it does go to show you that, and I know I'm not going to give any excuses to Devin Haney. I'm not. I mean, everybody knows how I feel about Devin Haney. I think he was drained. I don't think the outcome would, but also you got to also remember Ryan Garcia was not drained. So don't put that as, oh well, he was drained too. No, he wasn't. You know, it doesn't. He did not make the weight. Ryan Garcia did not make the weight, but he did beat him. That's a win. to win because Devin Haney accepted the fight. He took the $1.5 million. So he accepted that. You get what you get with it, because if he would have beat him, they would have been praising him how this guy came in overweight and he still. So don't give me that. Devin Haney did lose. I'm not taking that as an excuse. But what I am saying is Devin Haney looked drained. You can go back and look at the podcast I did with my brother. He looked drained. Ryan Garcia did not. There is something to be said for that. I truly believe there's something to be said for that, because he didn't look the same. He looked weak. He looked tired. And then that first punch, that first hook, and then he was on the canvas for the first time, and he looked different. There's a different look in his eyes. Cibril Matisse, that's a guy I don't think these guys want to go near. But I think it's a fight that's out there for them. So my reaction at the end of the day is still this. I still believe Devin Haney is a very good fighter. One of my top fighters that I've seen. Tremendous talent. How he responds to this is going to be the key, because he's never lost as a professional. So that's the big thing. Ryan Garcia, my prediction on Ryan Garcia is going to be he's going to have an easier fight his next one out. Although he's called out everybody. He is not afraid to fight anybody. That is the one caveat with Ryan Garcia. He don't care. But I'd be very surprised if this is a long reign here. I just don't see him. He's a one-trick pony. And it's a good trick. It's a hell of a trick. But he's a one-trick pony. I don't see this going long. I've seen this a million times. So I'm going to go with that. But other than that, I think it was a great night of fighting. This is why you love the fights. This is tremendous for boxing. That's what happens when you get the two guys fighting each other. I know there's a couple of people that are in the comments that we were going back and forth a little bit. But this is what you need. You need this kind of stuff in boxing. I respect everybody's opinion on this show. And that's what I love about doing this. So please, if you can, like and subscribe to the channel. Comment, and I will get us back to as many people as I can. I've been a little bit busy. We got the big fight coming up this week, April 27th. So stay tuned for a lot this week that's going on the channel. But remember, don't be envious of what I've accomplished in my life. Be inspired by what you can do in yours. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.